So I want to encourage you today to stop trying to invest or do business on. I just got off of a call with let me just make sure that I can see. Just got off of a call. By the way, before we dive into what's up, everybody, come on in, hang out with your boys. So excited to see you, Jamil Frazier, founder of Think Life is Different. And we're gonna hang out and spend some time. I guess some great news today is my daughter's investment account. I'm just going to show you right here. Check this out. Is almost over. Almost over. I don't know if I want to show you that. I'm not going to show you because all the account numbers and stuff is on there, but it's almost over $100,000. Yay, Mila. She's 10 years old, so exciting. But today I just want to talk to you really fast about why it's just not that bright to try to do business or invest on your own if you're not good at it. And I really want to highlight the if because some of you are good at it, like some of you guys are really good solopreneurs. You're really good at building businesses and brands by yourself. In fact, a year ago, I was looking for help. Business coach. I was trying to figure out like what direction I wanted to really go in, and so I started looking for like a content coach, a social media coach, and I wanted to find one of the best. And I did find him. And when I looked at his team, I thought there was this whole big team behind him and these systems in this operation, but it really wasn't. It was just like this one dude who was super dialed in. And he's really, really, really good at it. Most of the time, though, people are not. And the way that you know that they're not is because you're not really making any money. And when I say you're not really making any money, I mean you're not making like big money. And I know it's relative, right? What's big for somebody isn't necessarily going to be big for somebody else. But I would say, if you're running a business on your own and you're kind of, you find that it's a struggle for you or that you're still struggling or that you're not advancing out of a paycheck to paycheck lifestyle or that you can't live or breathe or maneuver the way that you want, then the reality is it's a bit of a struggle for you because if you could make more and you knew how to make more, chances are you probably would and you would want to. Even if it wasn't like, I'm just going to hog and control all of this excess. But you and me are pretty good people. And so we can find really, really great things to do with the excess. So most likely is not going to be like we're refusing to earn more because we don't have the skills for it. Like I have the skills to be able to scale more. It's usually we're not because we don't know how to. We don't know how to. And oftentimes we don't know how to because you're trying to do it on your own. Same thing with investing. I just got off of a call and I'm absolutely in love with the person that I was on the phone with. Just met him for the first time. He's in the construction industry. Has done a great job with his construction business. The company is bringing in revenue for $500,000 a month in revenue. It's pretty darn good, and he's paying himself pretty well. The challenge is he's still living paycheck to paycheck. Isn't that crazy? You say, how do you have a business that's doing $500,000 a month in revenue and you're paying yourself pretty well, but your expenses are at $550,000 a month? It's because you are not good with this financial thing. And the reality is staring you in the face. So at some point in time, we have to think, right? We can't just be so myopic and limited in our vision and our viewpoint, or just live in such delusion that we say, yes, anybody would say if your business is making, $500,000 a month in revenue, which is what? What is that, man? That's $6 million a year business. Most people would say that's good. But if your expenses are $7 million a year, then I do not suggest being in such grand delusion that all you see is 6 million when you refuse to see the 7 million. I would be so afraid about the 7 million, and I'd be looking for people and teams and solutions to help me figure this thing out. And if you say, "Well, listen, I can do this on my own, man. I can figure out how to like cut my spending." Well, my friend, my next question is, how long have you been suffering from this disease called um I don't know, arrogance, ignorance, um negligence? How long have you been suffering from it? Because basically you've been living paycheck to paycheck just on a higher scale. And at some point in time, we have to get out of delusion and move into reality and say, maybe I'm not that good with this. Like maybe I'm good with building the business, but maybe I'm not that good at my finances. Maybe I'm not that good at, managing the money or growing the money or keeping the money. The gentleman I was just talking to told me he paid $1 million in taxes. The richest people on earth don't even pay $1 million in taxes. Elon Musk doesn't pay $1 million in taxes. Jeff Bezos doesn't pay $1 million in taxes. So if you're running a business and the business is doing well and you're paying $1 million in taxes, it is because you're trying to figure it out on your own. You don't have you don't have the right information. So at some point in time we have to say, okay, well maybe I should like hire a team. Maybe I should put some people around me. Maybe I take a little bit less so that I can make a little bit more. And the same thing with the investing. You guys, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a secret. You would be amazed how many people, no matter how much they make, just don't invest. Just don't invest. Just refuse to invest. That will actually make up stories, reasons, excuses as to why they don't. And I guess it makes sense. I mean, I did the same. Do you know I try to find any little bit of freaking money so that I can invest? Anything. I will go to like I'll use the majority of money in maybe like a high yield savings account to go put towards a project, a new real estate project to invest in stocks. And that high yield savings account, maybe like $3.24 is left over. Do you know that I'll transfer that $3.24 over to my brokerage account so that I can even buy a fourth of a share of something? Do you know like that's how like freaking focus on every little penny has to be working for you. I shouldn't say have to, but if you want to build wealth, right? Like in this account here, you can see this brokerage account, right? So this brokerage account right here is over $1 million. Okay. Now I'm going to take you to another one that is over 1.7 million, and I'll take you to another one that's over 500,000, right? And so it's like you want every little dollar to be working in your favor. And to make excuses about it is kind of crazy. So this one here, you see? Hold on, let me make it lighter. I don't know if we can see it on there. But anyways, so 1.78. Okay. This year alone, instead of burning the money, have it be used for you so it can grow. But this year alone, like just on that money, just think about it. Say you had $3 million invested. Okay. And you only made 10% on that money. Right now, we're making about 19 to 22% on the money. But let's just say you had 10% on the money at $3 million. That means you just made an extra $300,000 this year for doing nothing. Your money has made it. Think about how long it would take to make for us to work for 300,000. And you say, well, yeah, Jamil, that's a big number though. Forget that number then. Get 100,000 invested. I was on the phone with somebody a little bit earlier, and they ended up getting going with us. Um, but I asked them about their kids. They got three little kids. The kids are, what's the kid's name? Okay, so I'm not able to find it in my notes. Anyway, so they got three little kids, and I said, "Do we have anybody? What's up, you guys? Go on and drop your location in the chat. Ask questions too. Come on and ask questions while we're on here too. Let it be known. Um, I wonder if you guys can hear me. Let me see here. That'd be crazy if this whole thing was going and you couldn't really even hear me. How do I check my microphone? Microphone checker. Mm. Anyhow, so they got the three kids, right? The three kids. And I asked them if they had anything put away for these babies. And they said no, but then you said yes, we have $2,000 each put away for these kids. And I said, well, where do you have that money? And they said, oh, just like in a checking account. And I was like, is it in a high yield savings account? They said no. I said, is it in a custodial account? They said no. I said, do we have it invested into a child's Roth? They said no. I said, is it in a 529 plan? They said no. I said, how long have you had the money sitting there? They said years. I said, has that $2,000 made any money on itself? They said, not really. And then I showed them my kids' accounts and I said, you see how my kids, they're making 19% on their money? They said, "Oh my God." I said, "You see how my 2-year-old is like has made like $13,000 this year and he's 2?" And they're like, "Oh my gosh." And I go, "That's why you got to take every single cent and invest it. And if you don't know how to do it, then you got to find people that can help you." Right? You gotta keep looking for videos like this and plug into people, but at some point in time, we need a team. So I just want to encourage you, if you are someone who's running a solo business and you want to take it to the next level and you're not doing as well as you want to, then I encourage you, don't stop trying to do it on your own and go seek help. If your finances are not very good right now and you have stress and anxiety over it, or you just have this thing that's inside of you that wants to do much much better, then have somebody help you and support you. And I'm not necessarily saying financial advisors, because I don't always love their models and their methods, um, also. And, I think a lot of them have their own agendas. And so they will, put your money in the places that benefits them. Yes, it's going to help you too, but they're leading with their agenda, which is, what does my commission kind of look like? Not all of them, but a good amount of them, right? So, anyhow, build teams, you guys. My newest book, The Freedman and the Oak Tree, as you guys know, this book right here that we are turning into a film, The Freedman and the Oak Tree, go pick this up. This book is about creating leverage in your business and your finances and your lives. Okay. How do you speed up time? So that's all I got for you today. Stop trying to do it on your own. Let me know in the comments what really stood out for you, and maybe what are some areas of your life that you realize you're not doing as well in. That by leveraging other people's times, knowledge, expertise, labor, it will help you get to the next level. Put that in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.